We back one more again with another video, man. Yeah, I still have more thoughts about everything that's taking place right now with this whole Kendrick and Drake thing. But this is not really going to be about Drake versus Kendrick. This is going to be about somebody else. But it ties into Drake and Kendrick. J. Cole. I have not been very fond of this guy. If you know me, you know that I am not the biggest fan of J. Cole at all. I feel like he is very overrated in a lot of ways. He has the same issue as Kendrick Lamar to me, which is that it's him, but it's more so of his stands, and the position that they put him in is the reason why I don't really appreciate J. Cole as many others do. I will say that he is no slouch. He is very talented at what he does. He is a solid MC, and he has shown me, when he's on his game, he could do some damage. But I just feel like there are many other rappers out there that could just body destroy dude and with ease. I don't even have to think for a millisecond. I could just name off the top. Like, if it was a hip-hop battle between J. Cole and another rapper, I could name easy of other rappers that will destroy him. But, like, again, that's not to say that he is not talented at what he does. He's a solid MC. But, recently, and I made a video about this some weeks ago. This was back when he made his apology video after he dropped his 7-minute drill joint. And, I said, that was a coward move. He went out like a sucker. I never seen anything like that. A rapper dropping a damn diss track and then it wasn't even like 2 days later, he, goes out on his concert and kind of pulls everything back. And when I saw that, I was just like, the little amount of, I guess you could say, respect that I had for him, or he was kind of like warming up to me a little bit. All of that went away when that whole apology dropped. But now seeing everything play out the way that it's playing out between Drake versus Kendrick, now I'm kind of like thinking back to that moment when he, made that apology, and I'm kind of like, even though it was still a bad move on his end to do, just the optics of it all, I just feel like he shouldn't have done it in that way. If he really felt what he felt, I really feel like there was a better approach to it. Not doing it at that particular moment because it makes you look soft. And especially when you're in the realm of hip hop where it's like, ego is on an all-time high and everybody feel like they're the best, especially him. I just feel like that was a bad look for him. But looking back at it now, I kind of understand why he did what he's done. Because if he were to eject himself in this whole thing, if he were to like not apologize and maybe drop more diss tracks, he would have been caught in a very, very, very muddy middle. He would have been the middle child in all of this. Because, of course, him and Drake, they're like, they kind of like rekindled their relationship, I guess you could say, in some sort of way. They've been on tour together. They made songs together recently. So with him being in this whole thing, it would have gotten very messy for him. And all the drama, that's transpiring between Drake and Kendrick, he would have been like in the middle fire of it all. And I really understand now why he done what he done. And I kind of, even though, like I said, even though it was a bad move, I'm kind of like, okay, I will give him a little bit of slack this time. I'll give him a little bit of slack. So for J. Cole, like, I kind of understand it, man. I kind of understand it now, and I see why he kind of pulled back from this whole beef. Because for him, it would have been really messy. And J. Cole, he does seem like the type of guy that likes to keep his peace. He's not really into like the messy sort of gossipy sort of thing. He really likes to keep to himself. Yeah, of course, when he's on wax, when he's on track, of course, he's going to talk his shit. But outside of that, him as a person, he is not the type to get into any messy little, drama or go on podcast to podcast talking messy or talking down to other rappers. He kind of like stays in his own lane. He lives his life, and he's a peaceful guy. And I think that's the reason why a lot of people gravitate towards him, because he comes off as like a very real person. He's a very genuine dude. And I kind of understand why people like him so much, because he does certain things that not a lot of rappers do. You know what I mean? You got a lot of rappers in the game that's very phony. They lie about a lot of shit. But with J. Cole, he's very down to earth. He doesn't really flash his riches like that in your face. You can even tell by the way he dresses. He's like, bit baggy sweats, long tee, some sneaks, and that's it. So he's more so relatable to like the everyday common person. So I understand why people gravitate towards him like the way that they do. But with his apology, I kind of understand it now. I kind of understand why he did what he did. And I will cut him some slack on that. So for me, with this whole thing with the Drake and Kendrick thing, it's just gotten my whole like thoughts on certain things kind of shifted. So with that, man, I would say J. Cole, I know he's probably not going to watch this video, but J. Cole, I will cut you some slack, man, because this is getting really messy right now, and he didn't need to be in this shit. And somebody said this in the video, but they said that maybe J. Cole got a tip that it was gonna get messy at some point at the time that he did his apology. That's why he apologized. And like looking back at it, I'm like, that's not far-fetched, man. I could kind of see that. I could definitely kind of see that. But yeah, those are like my quick thoughts on the J. Cole situation.